obviously the things being how they are, is it? I mean, I don't know how you were technology wise, but is it a bit more difficult having to do all these interviews just remote and having like everyone depending on you to get the setup and stuff like that instead of just doing like a normal press junket?
Yeah, sure, of course. But the good thing is I have many assistants, so they
Yeah.
take care of all that for me. He actually programmed this thing, and he'll be here like next half hour. But he programmed it like last week, and I say, "Oh, how did he did this?" And I'm trying to looking for it. Where's the phone number? And then suddenly, and so that's how it works.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, feel free to send the assistant over here.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want. I'd like to just look. Oh, a new program. All right, let's do this. Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 430. We are here. We are in June, which means we are 1 month away from the big old 8, number 8, the 8th year of the podcast, and I couldn't be more excited. But that doesn't mean that I don't have great episodes coming up, especially this one. But before I get into today's episode, of course, message of the podcast. We all share this earth together. We all share this world together. We're all humans. That's the thing that we have all in common, is that we're all human. And we should treat each other as such. Treat everybody with respect and dignity. Because we all share this planet. So, and again, what better way to do that than to wear a mask? Be kind and courteous. Wear a mask, okay? The pandemic, it's showing signs of slowdown, which is fantastic. But we're still not out of the woods yet. So if you're going to go out into the public and you don't feel comfortable, if you wear a mask or stay at home. There you go. Message of the podcast. Be kind and courteous to others and wear a damn mask. And my guest today is a fantastic individual who has been in the entertainment industry for so long. He's done writing, directing, acting. He's also done casting agents, all that. Like, he is Mr. Entertainment, okay? That's what all I'm going to say there. Chi Muoi Lo is on the podcast, and he actually has a program for anybody interested in acting but wants to know the business side. It's called Mastering the Business of Acting, and talking with him was just fascinating because I love hearing multi-sides of the business. I hear a lot about the acting, the character side, and hearing about the business side is just phenomenal. But I'm done talking because we need to get into this episode, all right? So everybody sit back and relax, and Chi, take it away.
So, shall we start?
Oh, yeah, we already started. We're in it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. As soon as you pick up the call, we are in it. But so I was excited to chat with you for many reasons, but one of the big reasons is I love when somebody has been doing their thing for a long time. In your case, you've been in the entertainment industry for such a long time, and of course my brain automatically goes, oh, he's got a bevy of wealth of knowledge behind there that I just want to know more about. But
So let me be blunt with you. I am
Yeah.
not the smartest guy in the world. I don't know how to change a tire in a car. I
Yeah.
don't know how to do an oil change, and
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any of these technology thing that is coming new. I'm so stupid that wouldn't believe how stupid I am. But the one area that I would call I'm not. It's very un-Chinese of me to say this, but that I am an expert in it is in the acting business
Yeah.
and everything about it, and how and the more I spend time to break it down, it's just so clear,
Yeah.
and I want to pass this knowledge down. I just really do not want something happen to me, and my information die with me. So
Hmm.
I created this thing called Master the Business of
Yeah.
Acting, to do something with the American education,
Hmm.
and for the entertainment industry to raise their standards and force them to raise their standards. So once this thing catch on, people, because no one is teaching people about the acting business.
Correct.
They all talk
Correct.
about the acting craft, but
Yes.
what the heck if you can be the greatest actor in the world if no one ever sees you or you don't have an
Right.
opportunity to break in?
Right.
So this is the area that I've been doing this for a long time, since I was 10, and I own a management company for 19 years, and I have been a producer, writer, director, and an actor for a long time, and I have a very successful developing. And right now I have 5 clients that I only handle. The rest of it, my company handle, that are working like crazy and making a
Hmm.
lot of money.
Hmm.
So this is an area I do know very well.
Hmm. And you hit the nail on the head when you said learning the business side, because for me I did go to a film school. I was uh you know not complimented, but taught like, oh, the craft, this is the creativity, this is the creative part. And then it was just okay, but how do I pitch something? What's a good contract versus a bad all these things. And luckily I had a fellow mentor who was just went to the same film school years before, but was also like, look, here's the business side. And it's so fascinating to me because it's such an important thing, and also it makes you a more well-rounded in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, I look at it. It's like simple or two analogy I would use. It's like having look. If you want to be in this business, you have to have 2 legs in order to
Hmm.
run.
Yeah.
You can't run with one leg.
Right.
You're just hopping. Okay.
Right.
And the second thing is that we all know what death is.
Hmm.
Everyone who's a kid, who's a teenager, who's an adult, know what death is. We've seen it on TV. We've seen it on film. But do we really, really know what death is? No,
Hmm.
we don't. The only time we really know what death is somebody who is very close to us, like my mother, who
Hmm.
passed away 3 years ago. Then you go through the process of the 5 stages of grief. Then you're beginning to understand what death is.
Hmm.
Same thing with acting. You cannot talk about acting business or understanding what it's all about if until you are in it, doing it for years, and understand all the nuance, all the secrets that people are
Hmm.
hiding from you, and the mistakes you made, and all those things. Then you can teach it. But the problem with American education is from high school to college to graduate program, which I'll talk about in a graduate program in a minute, are not teaching, because the reason
Hmm.
they're not teaching because the people who are in it never made it. So
Hmm.
they don't know what to teach. It's not they
Right.
don't want to teach it. They just don't know what the hell they're going to teach about. So they
Hmm.
stick to what they know, which is what they learned from their teacher, and what their teacher learned from their
Right.
teacher.
Right.
And it's about the craft. It's not about the evolving business of acting business. And that's the problem.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's the real big problem.
Yes, and it's pretty smart where because the courses that you offer, they're I don't want to say they're bite sized, but they are episodics and really focus on certain areas.
Yeah, I mean, I cover from subject. Let me just read down a list for
Mm-hmm.
your audience here. Over 50 crazy questions that the student threw at me that I answered that are very important for people want to hear. You know, I talk about personal finances,
Mm.
child actors, how to cry on cue, the value of a good coach, acting classes, resume, headshots, demo, marketing, 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 how to get your union card, the ugly truth about agents and managers, how to do a good self-tape, reality about casting and casting directors, pitching, producer sessions, studios and network testing, commercials versus theatrical. And most important about our business is relationship, relationship,
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Yes, yes. That's I love the fact that you do have personal finances in there, which is something that should have been taught, way earlier, maybe in high school. But it's sad that people don't know how to manage personal finances. But that's a whole other topic. But also relationships. Yes, a friend once told me that um, sometimes the people who get hired are people who are just not only the friendliest, but you don't have to tell them what to do. You can say, I need something to do, and then boom, they do it. And that's just, I don't know. I've always taken that to heart. So.
Well, it's funny. I managed this kid. I discovered he was, they didn't have a SAG card. 20. The looks was right and all that. He begged me to take him on. I took him on and all that, and I got him working like crazy. And then I finally got him a series, and it's a series regular and all that. But then I have to teach him about building relationships
Mm-hmm.
and about using understanding that people cast you because they're comfortable with you, but more important, they trust you, they rely on you, and you have a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I explained to him that the audition when it comes to big role. Now he has 3 series on his belt as a series regular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I said to him, I said, when you at this level, the performance is there's 3 stages that people use to cast people. The last stage is the performance. So number one, the most important one is who are you,
Mm-hmm.
which meaning what's your name and what do you bring to the table? What is
Right.
your status in the world? And number two is do you look the part?
Mm.
If you're playing a gangster and you look like a pretty boy, you can't play a gangster. You don't look the part. So number two is where you look the part. Number three, which is all the school always taught us, is about the performance. No, that's number three.
Mm-hmm.
The performance comes number three when it comes to casting someone for the part for big parts for a series regular or a big role in a major film.
Mm-hmm.
So once you understand that, I said, built, and guess what happened? He ended up to have two more series, and he worked this whole year. He's right now in Vancouver doing a series right now. Those 2 series are built from relationship he had with the
Mm-hmm.
first series.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's all about. So most of the
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, no, exactly, exactly. I'm wondering. You said earlier about you were asking students, 50 questions, or you got 50 questions. What was the number one question that people just have?
They were tough questions.
Okay.
They were very tough questions, and every episode I ended the show with having 6 questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like yes, no, no, yes,
Right.
and so. Like for one of them is interesting. I was 80% sure, but then because it was asked out of blue, and then I checked it the next day, and I was right about it. The question was, Is there a second breakdown in the industry? A
Mm,
second breakdown only for the top tiers and the second tiers get. I said,
mm,
no, it's a myth.
mhm,
It's a myth. A myth that somebody created, agents or whoever created to lure people in saying, oh, we got the second breakdown that
mm,
nobody have and da, da, da. No, it's a myth. What they do have, what every company do have, is called the grid. The grid is basically nothing more than an industry. The company itself, whether you the company itself, like CAA, Gersh, or Innovative, and all, them themselves put all the information of what's casting for the next 2 years
mm,
and what's casting now, and because they have so many agents, each agent work with each casting, each project alone. They have to fill out this information. Oh, this role last week they were looking for a white guy for the role of Sam. Well, 2 weeks later, you look into the grid of your own company, and you find out, oh, Sam is now a black guy. They want a black guy to play that role. So that's how you get the information,
mhm,
inside information. But there's no such thing as a second breakdown.
mm,
There's such thing is called the grid, which is recently very important for these companies, and
mhm.
very valuable for me as a manager because I get to look at it and I save myself tons of hours. So I just go straight and look at the grid and say, oh, okay, they're casting this thing. Oh, so for 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 someone like a couple of my clients who are big players, they're all locked up for 7 years, but
Mm,
I do have 6 months out of a year to do it for free. So I have to look at movies that are casting ahead of time or
mhm,
not ready to cast yet. I have to know which role that he might be right for and
mhm.
get the script and give it to him and then he can tell me this is what I want to do, Chi. And then I can approach the producer and saying, hey, what about Stephen Coogan for this? And that's how it works. But there's no second breakdown. So
Mhm.
that was a question that I really off the fly that I knew 80% that was a myth. But I just want to make sure, which is we're taping it, that
Yeah.
was it true or not. So I called CAA and asked them. I said, no, there's no such thing.
Well, and then as new things come up, I'm assuming that you're going to be able to add more episodes to the courses.
So I think the thing that the reason I want to do this because I want to change the American education and
Mm,
force the business, our business,
mhm,
to raise the standards. So I am revealing a lot of secrets, a lot of information that agents hiding from people, and fake auditions that the people put out so to please the actors and all that. But it's a 7 episodes, over 12 hours of information all about the business,
mhm,
and it's for $199.
mhm,
But what happened is every year I would tape two Q&A
mm,
for 3 hours each, and then I will add 7 to 10 segment new information
mm,
that happened this year that I want to talk about, so that people will always have it updated, so people can have the entire series for 199, or they can add another $100 and they can get the lifetime membership for 299, and they never have to pay anymore, and they get update every year.
mhm,
Or they can do 199. They can do $49 each year. It goes.
mhm.
So those are the three options. So the answer is yes. We will update everything new because there is new stuff. I got a chance to do some pickup and to talk about COVID.
Mm.
This
Yes.
you know so things like that. It's evolving business. Technology is evolving and all that. So you have to have it.
Mhm.
Whatever. This thing is going to last 20 to 30 years, and I might not be the host of this thing for. I might do it for 5 years, and then I would hand it over to somebody else.
Uh-huh.
So yes, the answer to you is yes.
Yeah. I mean, because that's super important. Because obviously, you've said American education sucks, which yes, but it's nice that you are doing something that can evolve as times go on. Just because obviously you've seen a pretty good shift from when you started acting to today, and how it's done, how the business is run, even how what platforms are out there. So I think that's like very important, very amazing that you're able to adapt with the times.
Oh, you have to adapt or die.
Yeah,
Adapt or
yeah.
die. So here's in 2008 when we have to crash. Um,
Yes.
um, and the industry for past 3 years before then, breakdown services, been fighting for years of the black market breakdown because actors or somebody was selling it and making money off of the breakdown.
Hmm.
So Gary Marsh, I believe that's his name, finally internet came into line and he bought everything up, and this guy is sitting on a cash couch.
Hmm.
Basically, he forced the slowly and lured everybody in and changed the how to get the breakdown through the internet. So you have to get it online, and you have to submit it online and all that. So what happened? What happened was 30% of working actors drop off the map because they were too old. No
Mm.
one was helping them to transition over to electronic. They
Hmm.
used to be a hard copy.
Right.
You just have a hard copy, but you got these agencies who have. Let's talk about the agency business for in a minute. But these agencies were so big. Let's take the CAA. They have 5,000 clients. You cannot take care of 5,000 clients when you have 100 agents. You just can't. You
Right.
just can't. So only 1/3 is being taken care of. You have the second tiers, GERS, Innovative, and whatever. They are second tiers. You have 22 agents. 22 agents cannot take care of 3,000 clients. You can't.
Right.
So when these people change over, the agent doesn't have the manpower to upload their resume, help them change their resume, change their picture to the digital. So those people got left behind.
Hmm.
And a lot of them, and I picked up 3 or 4 really working actors who are right now in my roster, and they're making really good money because they didn't have when they bump into me, they didn't have representative because they were dropped
Hmm.
because they didn't know how to transition over. So I had to do the legwork with my team and all, and clean them up and move their stuff into digital and all that. And once I get them up, both of them was took no more than 2 or 3 weeks. They got book a job
Hmm.
because they're working actors.
Right.
So that's yes. So the changes happened. So 2008, 30% of actors got dropped. I mean, they just disappear because no one was taking care of them because they didn't have the time because the agents didn't have the manpower to do it.
Hmm. Hmm. It'd be nice if there could be, like an agent, an actor, but realistically, that's not going to happen. But yeah, totally. I can see how, unfortunately, some people would just kind of fall through the cracks.
Yeah, 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 it's really sad, and because it's because the agency business. I'm going to say this really clearly and make sure everybody understands this. The Hollywood agency business does not work.
Hmm.
It's all BS and it's all illusion.
Hmm.
They do they make money? Yes. Do they make money off the dime of a few people? Yes. But as a whole, no.
Hmm.
So you have like something like a company paradigm who is trying to be the first tier for the past 5 years, got himself in trouble because of COVID, and it's about to go out of business sooner or later because when the minute you start selling off your residuals, you're in
Hmm.
trouble,
Yeah.
and everybody's leaving you. So the only way for them to survive, if they're smart, if they can survive, is accept that they will not be the first tier and be in the second tier which they were always been, and see if someone will buy them out and keep that thing going, because we do need them,
Mhm.
because there's not enough agents for the amount of actors out there.
Right.
And like I said, you cannot. I tell you, there's something that's going to blow everybody's mind, your listeners' mind here. These agencies, let's talk about the second tiers, GERS, APA, Innovative, and so on. They have 22 agents, give or take, uh, and they have 3,000 clients.
Hmm.
You cannot take care of your 3,000 clients. So what happened is they score numbers games. So let's just say for a certain type, they have like 80 to 200 people. They just threw them at the wolves, and whoever, they only need one person to get the job,
Hmm.
and if one person get the job, they make the money. But what happened to the audition? So people, if you complain about your agent about, oh, I don't get auditions, not, they will put one day will send you an audition, and you think it's the role of a lifetime for you,
Hmm.
and you think you're so perfect for it, and you went all out and to get to do the 3 to 4 days to get this audition ready and all that, and then the reality is the audition was never real. It was a
Yeah.
fake audition.
Yeah.
Because what happened is they bought this program. Everybody have in this town this program where when they put in the breakdown, when they send to the actors, their characters are the only one that's listed. The producer casting is all listed, and then the what the story is about is listed down there. But the ethnicity of the character and the age of the character is erased.
Mm.
It's not anything on there. So if you were a white actor, you think this role is so right for you, but if you don't find a real breakdown, you didn't realize that role was written for a black. They're looking for a black guy to play the role.
Right.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
You know, you know.
Yes. Yes.
But that happened all the time, and there's only one good reason that I could justify why the agent does that. Only one. The rest is so bad. Everything about it is bad. Only
Mm.
10% that's good about it is this: actors are crazy.
Hmm.
Actors are so have so much problem. So in order to keep them around for the breakthrough role or whatever and all that, you want to keep them busy. So
Correct.
you give them fake audition or whatever it is to keep them busy and all that stuff. Now I don't condone fake audition. From an
Mm.
actor's perspective, that is just a no-no, because every serious actor really take the audition seriously if it's the role they
Right.
really want, and they take days to put the amount of work in it to create this character and all that. And you know what? If your breakthrough role is in 2 weeks, your breakthrough role is in 3 days or a week from now, you'll be too tired to spend to want to work on the real one. When you
Right.
thought that the real one was, you just did the real one,
Right. Right.
and that's really messed up.
Hmm.
And the reason they do that, because they can't take care of their 3,000 clients.
Right. Right. And they're just finding busy work and
Fake,
yeah.
fake. We're not
Yeah.
talking about busy work.
Yeah.
Fake.
Fake.
We don't
Fake.
mind. I mean, the casting never asked for that actor in the first place because he's
Right.
white. The role is black. They didn't need him.
uh, that's horrible. Uh, um, but for people at home who want to, because I think this is a wonderful program. I'm liking what I'm hearing. Um, Definitely, again, like I was saying, learning about the business side while also being a creative type will make you more informed and well-rounded. For people at home who want to look at the program, get into it, and follow you online, where can they do all that?
Go to masteringthebusinessofacting.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can follow me through the on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook with the same name, masteringthebusinessofacting.com. It's only cost $199 for 7 episodes over 12 hours of information and all informations. And the reason I want to keep that low, because like I said, actor doesn't have any money, and they are in school by schools and all colleges and all that. There's no reason to charge him more than that, because that prices are basically half the price of a headshot
Mm-hmm.
or one coaching session. What I really want this thing to happen in the next year or two, which we have some, it all haven't worked out yet, but there's a high school for my old high school performing arts maybe, and another college to start introducing this product. So they it's like a book that every student needs to buy in
Mm.
order to take the class. So if they can start from there. So here's the important part about it. You got to teach the craft and the business at the same time, because
Yes.
what it does is in the mastering the business of acting, what if you're on the fence, trust me, after you watch this, you're not going to be on the fence. I am not telling you to go into this business, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you not to go into this business. I'm going to tell you the truth, the ugly truth, and I'm also going to inspire you. So you will get off the fence once you watch this. But if you really want this, and this is what you want, I'm going to save you 3 to 4 years that you need to save, because the business is so competitive
Mm-hmm.
that people you got to have you have to beat your competitors, and by beating them, by know more information, know what is a good agent, what makes a good agent, what makes a good manager. Do you need both of them? Why do you need both of them? All that stuff is in there. But in the college, here's the thing that I complain about. I've been complaining about it for 20 years, and finally I'm doing something about it. So what happened is, in my days when I went to ACT, which is in the old days, there was like 9 schools that are like the Ivy League school for acting:
Mm-hmm.
Yale, Juilliard, ACT, Temple University,
Right.
and so on and so on, NYU. So here's the problem with these schools. There's only 2 or 3 of them are valid. The rest of them are not. And I'm saying to them, you don't have to fire anyone. No one have to lose their job. What you need to do is, you cannot put these program in a master program. You
Mm-hmm.
have to move that program into the undergraduate,
Mm-hmm.
because in a master program like NYU, Temple University, Yale, ACT, those schools are master program.
Mm-hmm.
By the time the kids graduate, they are too old, and their career is over before they begin.
Mm-hmm.
Because you cannot start your career at 27, 29, or 31, or 35. Because the people who are in it, they start at 21, 19, or whatever and all that. And by the time they get to 27, they already have 2 series credit already. You
Mm-hmm.
don't even have your SAC card. How are you going to even compete?
Right.
So your careers are over before it begins. And what happened? You have, like USC is charging $268,000 the last I checked, for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell me you're graduating from 4 years owing 268 or paying $268,000 and don't know how to break into the business? I say, what the fuck?
Right.
You know, I mean, it's a crime. It's a crime,
Right.
and
Right.
we all have. Let's be honest to ourselves here. The college education is not like what it used to be. And these days, it's all about
Mm-hmm.
making money, and they don't care. I mean, half the time people are there just to party,
Mm-hmm.
and not, and they only take the education seriously after their sophomore year.
Right.
you know so it's a money making machine, and not really an education place. It used to
Right.
be in the old days. It's supposed to be a place you would be educated.
Right. Right. And when you graduated, you were ready to take on the world, or find you had a path to find a job. Versus now, it's like, okay, I got my degree. Now what? Oh.
Right, right. Right. I mean, acting shouldn't be like I remember my best friend in high school, and he graduated. He was a year ahead of me. We went to high school performing arts and all that. And I remember he graduated. He called me up. He said, "Hey, I saw this thing on TV, and it's welding. Gee, they pay $49 an hour. Ooh, I'm gonna make a lot of great money and all that."
Mhm.
And then when he got the degree and all that, he discovered there's no job there.
Yeah.
it's just,
Oh,
it's
jeez.
just, it's just no job. Acting cannot be like that,
Right.
because it's not. It's just about people do not want to teach about. They don't know how to teach the business side of it, so they don't teach it, and they because they can't, because they don't know what to teach. So so the student doesn't learn any of those stuff, and they can't break in. They don't know how to break in, and by the time they break in, 3 years have gone by, 4 years have gone by. Your passion does change as an actor.
Yeah.
I graduated. By the time I was 20, I have 64 acting teachers
Hmm.
already, because I went. I started very young at 10 and all that, and I started working immediately. We have a 3 months writer's strike, I believe, around that time. But once it's done, I have my agents, everything is all set, and I got work. And it only took 9 months. I worked a part-time job for 9 months. I got fired 6 times as a waiter and all that. And then and then I just started working, and then acting took care of itself and some. But and I never looked back. I have not hold a regular job, I mean regular work and all that. More than 9 months, and it's part time, and I don't think I made more than $4.25 an hour.
Hmm.
I don't think I ever did.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that's what it should be. I mean, that's the ideal thing, that and the good question that someone did ask is, what is the best age to start your acting career? And I said 21, 22. And I said, oh wow, guess what? 21, 22 is around the age you graduate from colleges,
Hmm.
undergraduate. So wouldn't it be great if they teach all these things in the undergraduate, and then if you have the maturity and everything on, you're ready to go into the
Right.
business. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Again, I'm glad that you are doing your part to make better of the education system in general, and have people who are coming out saying, "Oh, hey, I know what to do," because I think that's super important and something that is just very much needed. A sense of direction after you graduate is just the best.
Yeah, yeah.
That's yeah.
You know what's the ugly thing about our business? The ugly thing about our business is that the people who make it, they don't want to share the secrets,
Yeah.
so they keep it. So the agency business, the only thing they have power is information. So they keep
Hmm.
the information to themselves, and they don't share with not. And the information is not anything unique or anything great.
Hmm.
The truth that you need to know about the agency business is illusion.
Yeah.
They don't make these poor agents. They don't make money. They don't make money at all. And if they drive a BMW or a Mercedes, it's just for show.
Hmm.
They don't make money. They barely make any money. And I don't even know why people love being an agent. Whether they love being around with good-looking people, whether they love about the power they have over good-looking people, or whether they love about show business and the willing and dealing, and all that. But I lump agents with producers and lawyers. When do you know they're lying? When they open their mouth. That's what I think of them. You know,
Yeah.
and manager these days
Uh,
in our business is so BS now. It's amazing. The real old fashioned, old school managers, which like my company is, and I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself a manager because it's not my passion, but I'm good at it. If I want to work with you, other than that, I think other people are better manager than I am. I just see through bullshit so fast that you just can't. I don't have the patience to do it. But
right.
but we still the old school manager. We charge 15%. These the these days, the managers are not real managers.
Mm-hmm.
They're a bunch of agents who got fired and decided to become managers. But here's the problem. I always say that a manager is a mommy and an agent is a daddy.
Yeah.
You cannot be a daddy for 15, 16 years and learn how to behave like a daddy. And suddenly one day you say, I'm going to be a mommy. You
Right.
can't. A mommy is very nurturing, who willing to sit there and listen to you for 2 hours and hold your hand and deal with your crap and all that shit. A daddy don't have time for that. He's going to listen to you for 10 minutes, get to the point, because I got to make another deal. So how do you change? And they don't. They do the same thing. These new managers company, the management company, you look them up now, and all you have to do is, guys, you go to your IMDb, and if you look at the managers, and if they have more than 30 clients, they are not good managers.
Mm-hmm.
Because a manager, an old-fashioned, old-school manager is you have 10 or 15 clients. That's it. Because all you need is one or two. Because in order to make your money, all you need is one or two diva or crazy actors who gonna flip out on you in a day or 2 or 3 days. It takes you all your time.
Right.
You don't have any time for anybody else. So if you have 30 or 40 clients, you're not a manager. You're an agent.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot be on the phone with them 2 hours or an hour. You be on the phone with them 5 minutes. What do you need? What do you need? You need a breakdown? I'll send you the breakdown. Okay, I'm done with you. I'm going to the next one.
Right.
And because they have to meet the quota. If they don't meet the quota, they get fired. So so these managers are not real managers. They're agents pretending to be managers and get the benefit of being a manager. And the other thing what I say about managers, and I say that about my company as well, California law needs to catch up with the manager business because there is no rules on a manager except one, which is a BS rules. And the rules is they're not allowed to find work for you. And everybody in town, even from producers to the corporate to casting, know that they depend on the managers to negotiate the deal. And we're not allowed to do all that. But there have to be other. That's the only law that is on the managers. Nothing else. So they can do anything they want. So that's why the agency business got fucked over by the manager business, and it started with Michael Ovitz, who really started in somewhere in the late 90s or 2000 something when he created a manager to destroy the agency business. And he really did. He did a number on the agency business, and he created a whole new manager mentality. And they're not real managers. They're just basically agents.
This, if there's ever a reason why I do this podcast, it's because of this right here, this interaction. Being an outsider to all this, I wouldn't know any of this is going on. So I thank you for sitting down and chatting with me, just because I like knowing more about the industry that I love and I'm attracted to. And just having that more sense of awareness is something that I truly do appreciate.
Oh, thank you for having me. So please go have your listeners to go to masterthebusinessofacting.com. It's worth investing. This is part of your investing in your career by listening to these things on and after you listen to it and you think it's a full of crap, send me a text, send me something and say, hey, it's full of crap. But I guarantee you it's not. If you can watch after episode 4 and you think it's what I'm saying is not true or it doesn't work for you, I'll give your money back.
All right. Well, I don't think you're going to get any texts back, but
I don't think so either.
but Chi, thank you so much for chatting with me. I hope you continue to stay I don't have to worry about you staying busy, but stay safe and stay healthy. All right.
All right. Thank you very much, and you have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.